Here we are today with Scott Davidson with Davidson Builders. And so what we're doing today is we're trying to get some ideas. If I were to list your house today, what would we need to do to kind of spruce things up? What type of cosmetic things can we do? Inexpensive things. We're not talking full-blown, remodel the kitchen thing. But what ideas could you give me to improve the sellability of a house?
The two most obvious for me are certainly paint, and painting in neutral colors. Prior to that, take a look at the drywall or plaster and make sure that any repairs are up to snuff, and then a new coat of paint.
Okay.
The next big major item on the interior would be flooring.
Okay.
Certainly look at the flooring. If the flooring is worn, we need to replace it. If it's existing hardwood, it's typically not that expensive to come in and sand it and refinish it.
All right.
It gives you a really nice look there.
Okay.
So, a very, very common theme in my business today would be to remove the large garden tub and put in a nicer shower in its place, or put a freestanding tub in its place, and again, a larger upgraded shower. I would caution anyone selling their home today against doing that, because that is a fairly expensive item again.
Okay.
I probably would look more at possibly changing the shower door enclosure.
Right.
Or
the lighting.
Or again, maybe always the lighting, and look at the cabinet hardware again.
Okay.
I draw a line there again at even countertops on vanities because of the expense again.
All right. Okay.
But always remember the fresh coat of paint.
Right. So what about the exterior of a house?
Exterior, I think you have to think about curb appeal, just general curb appeal. Anything that might be obvious with respect to paint again.
Okay.
And I would certainly pay attention to the front door. If that front door can be spruced up by a coat of paint, that's wonderful. If it needs to be refinished, possibly even taken to the extent of replacing the entire unit.
That makes sense.
And beyond that, I would look at the landscaping, trim it up. Typically it's reducing the landscaping.
Okay.
And freshen things up and edge it and leave it alone. I wouldn't go much beyond that.
So what about, countertops for the kitchen?
Countertops can be a bit risky because they can be expensive.
Okay.
I would try to steer away from that if you can, unless there's a really compelling reason for doing them.
All right.
I personally would look at, if you have a white paint, or if you have a dark cabinet, maybe consider painting them white.
Okay.
Look at the knobs and the pulls on the drawers and the cabinet doors.
Hardware.
Yep, beef up the hardware, spruce it up, go with something a little more up to date.
All right. Okay.
Again, it depends on how dated it is. And then another thing that comes to mind, and it's much less expensive than brand new cabinets or a countertop, might possibly be to look at the backsplash.
Oh yeah, all right.
You can do some really fun things with ceramic tile and so forth, and put some color into that.
A little bling.
Yep. But again, staying neutral probably is better than
all right.
than the bling. Maybe.
Okay.